You're good. You're good. You're good.
You good?
Yeah, I just want to make sure. Yeah, I'm great.
Good.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Attack of the Show, TV's only source for all the Todd you care about. I'm Kevin Pereira.
Hey, everybody. I'm Olivia Munn. It is Wednesday, February 13th, and we are coming to you live from the G4 studios in Los Angeles.
On today's show, cops gone wild, and around the net, we're going to reveal an insane police officer who completely loses his mind trying to stop a bunch of punk skaters.
He is a big diva.
Plus, the writers are back to work, and In the Loop will tell you when you can see new episodes of your favorite TV shows.
Also, just in time for Valentine's Day, we'll tell you where to get guns. In Blog Watch, we will feature the best gun blogs out there and show you a shotgun that shoots tasers.
Two of my favorite things.
And then in GadgetPwn, we'll review an 8-megapixel Canon digital camera that makes it pretty much impossible to take blurry pictures. We'll fill you in on the specs. I'm not drinking Ensure.
Come on, there's only a couple left.
You
Get in
drink
there.
it.
I did yesterday.
It's disgusting.
Time now to declare ourselves the front runner and bestow the top 5 things on the web right now.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. Go,
Go on the
Obama.
net.
Obama.
You're a big Obama supporter.
I am.
You can.
I did.
Good.
Thanks. Coming in at number 5, we're tapping the well of insight and insanity that never seems to dry up. Japanese television.
All right, today we are showing you a sequel to a potato chip commercial for Consomme Ponchi, starring a dog that we showed a few months back. Now, the original commercial was really creepy, but
To say the least, yeah.
somehow, some way, they have managed to make the new one even creepier.
Consomme, consomme, consomme パンチ。ポンチじゃないよ、コンソメパンチ。うまさが効いてるコンソメパンチ。コンソメ、コンソメ、コンソメパンチ。コンソメ、コンソメ、コンソメパンチ。コンソメパンチ。
Did anybody else, like, I don't know if I'm twisted, but did anybody else notice a weird, like, bestiality love triangle thing going on between the
Was
dog and
there?
the little boy and the girl?
I've never really tried to analyze Japanese
I think there was. Yeah, if you
Yeah.
do, your head will explode. But the dog actually became a celebrity in Japan, and a hot dog company hired it to be their spokes dog, if you will. But then they had this weird publicity stunt, and they actually neutered him. So what it has to do with the hot dogs, I don't know. Maybe they're not kosher anymore.
Maybe they're just, trying to prevent, unnecessary dogs.
Control the pet population.
Very
Eat a hot
important.
dog.
Coming in at number 4, we have the new game trailer for Midway's This Is Vegas game.
Oh, yeah.
That is slated to be released in the winter of this year for the 360, PS3, and the PC.
But let's be honest. This isn't just some normal game trailer, right? I mean, there's something very curious going on here. So we want you to pay special attention to the theme music, and of course, pay very special attention to the stunningly handsome leading man. Very curious, I'm telling you. Watch.
That's our music!
That's our music,
Best
but...
theme song ever!
No. Okay, theme song's great. What about the leading man? Anybody else? No, who did that handsome buck remind you of, huh? What were you thinking?
Well, what came to my mind was, I don't know, your average STD-ridden ex-drummer who rides a motorcycle thinking the world revolves around him.
That's right, they stole my mug! The resemblance is uncanny.
Look at that! There it is! That is Kevin Pereira, my friend!
Vegas. I'm in Vegas.
Yeah.
It's me.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
We want to know what you think. Should I sue the crap out of Midway, or is that the poll question?
No, it's the best form of flattery.
Is the only when you're getting paid for it? Is the This Is Vegas character based on me, or has my narcissism reached a whole new level? Probably a little column A, column B. Just go to g4tv.com/Vegas poll to vote.
I mean, come on, it's our music and it looks like you.
Thank you.
Come on.
Means it's a AAA hit. You know what I'm saying?
Not really.
Probably not. I'll rent it.
And at number 3 today is a new military technology that brings the art of war even closer to Team Fortress 2.
Yes, it's the HARV, or the Head Aimed Remote Viewing System. Harvs?
Head-aimed, I love it.
It's a camera and feedback device that actually lets the military remotely control robots from a first-person perspective. This thing is sweet.
Now,
I want one for the office.
I have to say, thinking about it, there's a reason we spend more on our military than the next closest 168 countries combined.
Because they hate our freedom.
No. Like this.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Yes, yes. It's for the robots. That's
They
it.
do hate our freedom. In the fact that I wear a low-cut shirt.
You know what, though? It's the first Cylon. We're screwed.
Yeah?
This is it.
That's
It's the beginning of the end.
Taking over the world.
That's version 1.
It's called head-aimed. I mean, it's pretty bad.
The Harv?
Yeah.
Like the old Harv. Let's take the Harv out for a spin. Kill some terrorists. In at number 2 today is a video of some of our nation's finest playing what some say is the worst sounding instrument. Yeah.
Now, the bagpipes have a long and proud history in the military, some say, dating back to the expansion of the British Empire. At our most solemn moments, nothing pulls the heartstrings or bursts the eardrums like the old pipes.
Yeah. Unfortunately, some say that our local police departments don't have the funding to buy these ceremonial instruments, so they have to actually improvise. Yes! That ending is the best one.
Power down.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Sad, bad, sorry.
Talented. Very talented. Those are some good cops. But right now, we're moving on to a very, very bad cop.
Dude.
Dude, you're a D-bag.
Yeah, today's number 1 item is a video of a police officer caught on tape. Oh! News at 11!
Yeah, but this police officer isn't playing an imaginary bagpipe or flirting with a local prostitute. He is manhandling a 14-year-old skateboarder in Baltimore.
Now, when this officer caught Eric Bush and some friends skateboarding where they weren't supposed to, not kids, he got all aggro. But then when Eric referred to the officer as dude, the cop unleashed his final attack.
Now, this story is blowing up right now and making national headlines. It was posted last summer, but just became a huge story yesterday, and was only made possible by the YouTube generation catching their every action on tape. Go YouTube.
Go to...
You're not allowed to ride your skateboards down. Nowhere.
Yeah, I didn't hear you.
Don't get defensive with me. You backed off me. I'm not your father. You hear me? I'm not your father. You give that attitude to your father. You give it to me, I'll smack you upside the head.
I don't have a father.
Shut your mouth. I'm talking.
Yeah!
Here, shut up, dude.
Give me the skateboard. Sit down.
What the hell?
Sit down. Sit down. I'm not a dude. You're damn right you're calling your mother.
Dude, don't take my skateboard. I didn't do anything.
When I'm talking to you, you shut your mouth and you listen. I'm not man, I'm not dude. I am Officer Rivieri.
Yeah!
I got that camera on. If I find myself on...
You suck. I hate you, dude. Dude.
I got a 2.7 average in high school. I dropped out of DeVry. You respect me. Respect me.
Okay. I hate you.
Sorry.
Stupid fat cop.
Officer. At the end, he actually says, if this ends up on the YouTube, and then it cuts off, and it's like,
Pick
guess
on
what?
somebody your own size, somebody
Yeah.
fat and old and middle-aged and rides smart cars.
That's the like, you can give a guy a badge and a gun, but when he's driving a smart car or leaning on a Segway to bust you at the mall,
God.
not intimidating.
Now, apparently, today, the officer was suspended with pay, which is total BS, because he should not be paid at all. Just go, boom, work in a mall somewhere.
Someone has to clean up the riffraff. You know what I'm saying?
Shouldn't be him.
Punk skater.
Yeah, you should
Should've
get
been
fired.
in line
Leave the
rollerblading.
kids alone, okay? So what if they're talking smack? You
Like
don't.
the cool kids
Don't
do.
take their board.
The rollerblades.
You're an idiot. I hate you. Am I done ranting?
Yeah, I
Am
think
I done?
Shh.
I'm still mad. I'm still angry at
Find your
him.
happy place. Do we have a rock garden that can do something?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, I need.
Can we get this woman a rock garden, please?
I just hate the fatty so much. To get your.
It has nothing to do with the fact that he pushed the kid. You just hate that he's obese.
Does he have to exemplify every stereotype of a cop? I mean, that's why we don't like cops, because they all...
What, because they're fat?
No. Well, no, it's because
true.
our normal, interaction with them is people when they pull us over to give us tickets or people like that, not when they're saving our lives. Be nicer and we'll maybe, vote better for you during the polls or something.
That's
skateboarder.
You should hop on The View sometime with those opinions.
I should be on The View. To get your daily viral fix, make sure to head on over to g4tv.com/AroundTheNet. There you can also sign up for the Around the Net podcast. It's awesome. It's us.
It's fatty free. Also, don't forget to catch our AOTS Encore tonight at 11, where we're featuring our new Around the Net After Hours video. Huh? You guys like the... Yeah? Blink twice if you love it.
Yeah.
You're going to see exclusive clips that were too hot for prime time.
Too hot for prime time. Right now, time for the only news you need to know.
Yeah. Can I stop doing that?
Here's the feed headline. Stop.
Thanks, guys. Here's what's coming up in the feed. First, Michael Bay says that Transformers 2 is on the way and still on schedule. Plus, Facebook makes it easier to quit, and Bill Gates takes advantage of the opportunity. And there are decisions being made in Washington that may affect your internet usage. It's all coming your way in just a few minutes. But first, back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Layla. Now let's hear from you in the army of monitor heads with our video viewer mail.
That's right. Raphael from New Jersey has a super question for us.
Oh, that's super.
The Super Bowl gave us a brand new Iron Man trailer, which made me even more excited for the movie than ever. On top of that, we got a brand new Hulk movie, the Punisher sequel, the Batman sequel, and even quirky superhero titles like Hancock and the spoof superhero movie. Which superhero movie are you most excited about in 2008?
Hancock and the spoof? I think I've seen that before. I think I downloaded that maybe
Really?
off the RedTube. Yeah. I've never heard of that one, but Iron Man for me, Iron Man.
I'm very
I cannot
excited about
wait.
Iron Man.
I cannot wait to see
and
that.
of course, The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Why so serious?
I can't. Those. I think
Those are the
for
two big
everybody,
movies.
those are the two movies. Anything else? Anybody else? No.
Any shout it
The two
out? You
films?
like it? No.
Indiana? Does that? Indiana's not a superhero,
No,
really. He's just
no,
middle-aged. He
no.
needs some of this Ensure.
He needs
good,
the
Indy.
treasures just to come to him. What'd
Yeah.
you say? Over here?
Does Indiana ride a rascal away from the ball on this one? Oh, we need to do that.
He should get in a smart car afterwards. Yes, so Iron Man and The Dark
Batman,
Knight.
The Dark Knight, yes.
But I have to say, yippee-ki-yay, the writer's strike is finally over!
Can you tell the difference?
After 3 months of picket lines, lost wages, and unengaging reruns, programming, as we know, it should soon be back to normal.
That's right. Actually, yesterday, the WGA reached a tentative 3-year agreement with the major studios, and though they didn't get everything they wanted, they're saying it's the best contract they've had for 30 years. So the industry is getting back to work. But the question is, has the general public moved on to other things?
We want to know what you guys think. Will you return to primetime TV? Vote on our website, g4tv.com/AOTS, or text your vote to G4TXT. That's 44898 to vote and register for AOTS Live News Alerts. I'm not drinking the Ensure.
Just a tasty sip is all you need.
It's been here for a week.
It's got lutein.
Still ahead, we hear from Hayden Christensen and Sam Jackson about their new movie, Jumper. Plus, in Attack This, I'll reveal a $6 million home theater.
And then in Blog Watch, weapons, guns, and violence. We're arming Cupid when the attack comes back. A little sip.
No, you drink it.
Little sip.
Around the Net is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force. Experience more at DoSomethingAmazing.com.
Are you addicted to video games? Or are you just a turd? Adam vs. Adam starts in 60 seconds. Video game addiction is a growing problem in this country, and the game industry has to step up and own it. We need outreach and PSAs to raise awareness and get help to the people who need it. Oh, shut your Twinkie hole. This is just another made-up malady to spin cash in the self-help industry. Nothing is ever anybody's fault anymore. Just take a pill or see a therapist to make everything all better. So, Mr. Compassion, you've never seen anyone take a day off of work or school or even their relationships for the sake of a game? Of course I have. It's called being a jerk. But your nanny-state approach does nothing to address the core issue of personal responsibility. What do you know about addiction anyway? Is that the time? Well, sorry, gotta go. I'm Adam Sessler. And what am I, talking to myself here?
Are you hosting an awards show or something? What's with the costume change?
I want to be another. I want to give Midway some alternative looks.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If the animators at Midways are watching, this is how I flow.
So how many shirts
Track
will...
some ping pong balls on me. Let's get this animation into the game.
How many outfits will you be wearing during this show?
I think just 2. Unless I don't know. We can get more, right?
I think you should change every block.
Can we get some overalls? Do we have overalls? I want to wear like some Oshkosh B'gosh style overalls. It's been a while.
Our wardrobe person Lucy
It's been
doesn't
at least
like
3
my
days.
idea.
She's like, no. Why don't you just read the words,
You should be
sweetheart?
walking right now, okay? What'd you still stand for?
All right. Every day on Attack of the Show, we combat ignorance somehow.
Yes.
What a transition.
I know. Here's today's news that you actually give a damn about.
Let's do it.
Nintendo here in Hollywood.
The Feed with Layla Kaylee.
Alright guys, let's get right to it. Facebook has made it easier to quit them. Now you can fully delete an account rather than just deactivating it. And one person getting the jump on this new feature is Microsoft's Bill Gates. The billionaire has had enough of Facebook, though not for the reason that most people have, which is Facebook's invasive advertising. The Microsoft co-founder used to spend about 30 minutes a day on the social networking website, but the demands of about 8,000 friend requests every 24 hours was just too much, and he was reportedly creeped out by a few weird fan sites. Microsoft invested $20 million into Facebook. That's a lot of cash for a toy that you can't play with. Alright guys, this week the House of Representatives overwhelmingly approved legislation addressing America's most pressing need, to implement network filtering on college campuses. The bill would force colleges to offer some sort of legal alternative to P2P file swapping. One Democrat even introduced a provision to cut funding to schools that didn't comply, but chickened out at the last minute. Thankfully, it seems like the White House will veto it. Meanwhile, in better news, the FCC might begin regulating the internet to prevent greedy telecom companies from creating toll lanes on the web, and the government wants to pass their own legislation to keep the internet free and neutral, which would mean providers could no longer block you from certain sites. We're paying for the internet, we should be able to do what we want. Alright, Fox's hit show 24 isn't shooting or airing new episodes, but the show still managed to kill off a longtime player. Series creator Joel Now announced today that he's saying goodbye to Bauer. He leaves day 7 of the show with just 8 of the 24 hours in the can. The dangerous days of Jack Bauer will be left in the hands of Howard Gordon, who has effectively run the show for several seasons. As for Sanao, he's not sure if he wants to do another big mainstream show and prefers the programming opportunities offered by cable TV. Less than 24 hours since the end of the writer's strike, Michael Bay has announced that he's already written the sequel to Transformers. The first film was one of the highest grossing features of last year, and Bay was determined not to let the strike slow down any progress on the sequel. The director confirmed that there will be no Dinobots, but promised many more robots in his second film. It looks like you'll be able to turn your old phones into flowers soon. Researchers at the University of Warwick have devised a way to recycle mobile phones by inventing a case made with a biodegradable polymer range. The cover has a high-quality finish that breaks down in a compost heap, so when you're onto the next model phone, you can bury your old one and enjoy the flower of your choice. I like daisies. Alright, and finally, late word today from Yahoo. They are in talks with News Corp about the possibility of being combined with MySpace and other Murdoch-owned properties as an alternative to the Microsoft offer. We'll have all the details for you tomorrow. That's it for today, guys, but don't worry, the feed doesn't stop here. Get all the news you need to know anytime, anywhere on your mobile phone. More info available at g4tv.com. I'm Layla Kaylee, and you've just been fed.
Thanks, Layla. Now, March 8th, we're bringing you a night of the women of Ninja Warrior.
Yeah,
Kicking off the night, and it's an exclusive behind-the-scenes look, followed by 4 brand new Women of Ninja Warrior episodes where they fall into the water in seconds. We'll gain entry for the very first time to the course planning. We're going to get a VIP. No. Some of them make it, I'm sure. They get a VIP pass to a special training camp where Ninja Warrior All-Stars train hopefuls on how to actually beat the most diabolical course ever created.
Right. Catch the fearless females hitting the course on March 8th only on G4. You guys, still ahead, The Loop will discuss the fates of your favorite shows when they return.
And our blog watch today is protected by the Second Amendment. It's all about guns. Stick around.
The Feed is brought to you by Gillette Fusion Power Phenom. Fusion Power, the world's most comfortable shave.
I always took every...
I would like to remind you that guns don't kill people. People with guns kill people. That's why you need a gun. Now, earlier we asked you, thank you, if you'd ever return to primetime TV. Well, based on the numbers, it looks like it's a pretty close race. 42% of you claim to have better things to do, while the slight majority is at least honest enough to acknowledge their boob tube addiction. Appearing live on your very own TV right now, it's Kevin Pereira.
Hi, everybody, it's Magic. Now, television hasn't been the same these past few months. Everybody knows that. And while a new agreement is finally in place and putting an end to the writer's strike, the fallout isn't necessarily over. Has the lack of new television these past few months forced you to take drastic measures like venturing outside or socializing with others? Well, get ready to relax again. In recent days, the Writers Guild of America and the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers have finally managed to settle their differences. The lengthy battle was waged primarily over internet residuals and exactly how much writers should be entitled to for programming that's streamed or sold online. After countless failed negotiations and a 3-month hiatus, a vote yesterday by WGA members has paved the way for writers to get back to work immediately. Is everyone happy now, or was this just a preview for what's in store when the actors go to renew their contracts this summer? Written by a million monkeys on a million typewriters, it's The Loop. 10 points for The Loop. We got monkey B-roll. Yeah. All right, my guest tonight in Los Angeles, TV editor for Variety, and my BFF on Facebook, Michael Schneider, is here.
A pleasure as always.
And also joining us from our sister network in Los Angeles, executive news editor at E, Ken Baker, is here.
Could you say brother instead of sister?
Well, I know you guys refer to us as the sisters, so I figured we wear the pants today.
Okay, fine.
And you look great in a frilly skirt.
Who's the bitch in that relationship? That's what I want to know.
I am to Seacrest, sadly. So whatever it takes, as long as I keep getting paychecks. All right, so today, the writers, actually last night, I guess, the writers voted to end the 100-day-long WGA strike with a resounding 92.5% of votes deciding that the walkout should end immediately. So this was huge, it happened, but Michael, both the Writers Guild and the Producers Union are saying that they got what they were fighting for. So how does that work exactly?
Well, you know, in the end, everyone's sort of satisfied, but no one's really happy. Ultimately, the studios would have loved the writers to just quit their bitching and go back to work, where the writers would have loved the studios to actually grow a soul and maybe some heart as well. Neither happened, but everyone's
both sides were asking for too much, clearly, but they're both happy. So Ken, why settle now, though? Did the movie studios and ABC, did they just want to save the Oscars? Is that why this happened?
You know, I think that was sort of an artificial deadline. I mean, people wanted everyone in town, writers and the studios and, frankly, ABC, they wanted the Oscars to go on. Everyone wanted to see it end, and I think that was sort of an artificial deadline. It gave them a reason to push it through. But look at, ratings have frankly sucked on TV pretty much. I mean, even Idol is down from last year, even though it still commands big numbers and is #1. But all numbers were down, and everyone was struggling with it with the networks, and the studios were about to get to that point on the horizon where they're running out of scripts, and they really didn't have shooting scripts, so it needed to end.
Yeah, both sides were exhausted. The directors made a deal, which actually sort of pushed things forward a little bit, and the Golden Globes debacle also, I think, pushed things forward quite a bit too.
Right, but to be clear, the writers' strike didn't really affect Idol. I mean, you can't script Paula acting the way she does. Right? I mean, there's no.
No, I think it affects it in a way that people were sort of migrating away from TV habits.
It's very true, and they're going online, and that's what this was about. I think much of the battle was over online streaming and sales of programming, and yes, an agreement was reached, but not everybody seems happy here. So Michael, what do you think? Is this new agreement is this going to set the standard for online streaming?
You know, it's a start. You know, this deal is up again in 3 years, and we'll see sort of where the industry is at that point and whether or not people actually are watching more of their TV online. But at least it started something. It opened the door for the writers. Right. So to that degree, the writers did get what they wanted, which was actually some recognition that, yes, people are watching TV on the internet, and yes, they ought to be paid for it.
But wait, did all the writers get what they wanted, Ken? Because I heard that under this agreement, the late-night writers get nothing when it comes to online residuals. It's only for the primetime shows.
No, look, even though 92.5% of the writers voted to end the strike and accept the deal, they're not all happy. They were basically worn out, just like Mike said. And yeah, that is true. Like, there are some writers out there that aren't happy about it.
So there's 8% of writers right now that are under the treads of a Greyhound bus because the rest of them just chucked them under right now?
Pretty much. I think that the late-night writers, they were able to get back to work, some of them, but in the end, they did not get the fair deal that they truly wanted.
All right, now, Michael, what about, we talk about this is about online presence, it's about streaming. During the strike, we saw all the writers take to the internet to get their message out there. Do you think that actually helped bring the strike to a close earlier? Did it help their cause, or did the average person just not even take notice?
Well, it didn't hurt their cause. I mean, a lot of people are doing more. Funny or Die, for example, is a real sort of force of nature now. And I think that's not going to go away just because they signed a deal. I think people are still looking at ways to start distributing more of their product online and own more of their product, which is something that, everyone wants to do is own ultimately the fruits of their labor. So that's not going to change. And yeah, so that had an impact, definitely.
We know the trees weren't bearing fruit for a little while here because just about every scripted show on TV ran out of new episodes months ago. So Ken, what does this mean for the future of our favorite shows? Like, I mean, we're looking at Lost or The Office or even Heroes. Are they coming back? What's happening?
You know, some of them won't come back this season. Some of them will, but most of them, you know, look, it takes a long time to put these shows together. You know, even Saturday Night Live, which they can turn around really quickly, that's not going to be back on the air for like 2.5 weeks or so. So it really does take time. Some shows aren't even going to make it back. Like ABC, they're not sure if they're going to bring back Boston Legal, October Road, some of the shows that started this fall that never were able to get traction because of this strike. So there's going to be a lot of roadkill from this thing.
Yeah, if you're a 24 fan, you got to wait until January. If you like that new show Pushing Daisies, that's not coming back till the fall. So a lot of momentum was killed. I mean, this strike, we're still going to see the impact for quite a while.
Well, Michael, what about the movie side of things? Because we know, TV shows, they take a while. Movies tend to take longer. Is this going to put any films in jeopardy for the rest of this year?
Well, what's going to put it in jeopardy is depending on whether or not the actors, the Screen Actors Guild, makes a deal. If there's not any movement on that front anytime soon, then production's going to stop once again, and we could be entering another period of uncertainty. And once again, a lot of people not knowing what's going on.
No, it's true. And Ken, I want to give you the final word here. I mean, of course, we've got this big strike behind us, but as Michael just said, Screen Actors Guild, they're ready to hit the picket lines perhaps in June. Do you think we're headed towards a round two?
I think that the actors, in addition to the writers, are really burned out. Because don't forget, the actors, most of them, they haven't been able to work either. And so the last thing that they want to do is have to go through that. I think really what to look at is the Directors Guild. They struck a deal, and that also played in the fact that the writers had to make a deal because the Directors Guild did. And the actors, they're going to follow more along the Directors Guild. They didn't fight, they didn't squabble, and it got over pretty easy. I think that's what's going to happen.
I hope you're right, and I want to thank both of my guests for keeping us in the loop. Michael and Ken, you guys are great. Really appreciate it. Right now, let's go back on over to Olivia.
Still ahead, jump behind the scenes of Sam Jackson's new movie, and in Gadgetron, we render a judgment on Canon's new SD1100 camera. I hear it's pretty awesome. We'll see you guys in a minute.
In 2006,
G4 is like a freaky unicorn that finds, devours, and then regurgitates all the games, virals, podcasts, and TV shows you need to hear about. There's no stickiness or acidic puke smell with the magic hurling. Everything just smells kind of plasticky. Anyhow, G4 is like that. Pretty much.
Welcome back to the show. Now, in the new film Jumper, a genetic rarity allows the character David Rice to teleport himself anywhere.
Is that what we call him now? Oh, you're not a mutant. It's a rarity?
It's a rarity. But everybody should be a rarity. That's what I think.
It turns out he's actually not the only one with this power, so maybe it's not that rare. And there's actually been a war against these jumpers for centuries. So here's Hayden Christensen and Samuel L. Jackson talking about their new film, Jumper.
Let me tell you about my day so far. Coffee in Paris, surf the Maldives. I'm standing on top of the world.
The kid who's strong with the Force is back on screen wielding a power of a different kind.
Why settle in one place when you could have the whole world?
Hayden Christensen plays David Rice, a guy living the dream after discovering the ability to teleport anywhere in the world in the blink of an eye.
And he falls through the ice on a riverbed. Out of desperation, he's fighting, trying to figure out what he's going to do, and then, all of a sudden he's in the public library. Teleporting.
With his newfound power, a young David jumps from an abusive home and into the lap of luxury, with a few bank withdrawals along the way.
What I'd like to know is how you rob a bank without opening any doors.
This conversation's over.
This conversation's not over.
The Jumpers have been in conflict with these guys called the Paladins for a long time, and Sam Jackson plays Agent Roland, who's maybe the best Paladin there is.
How'd you last this long, huh? Right now they appear to be villains. They may end up being heroes at some point because we are not really sure what the Jumpers are capable of.
This might hurt a little bit, okay?
Adding science fiction to his resume, director Doug Liman set out to combine his signature style to state-of-the-art special effects.
Doug, in sort of one take, could film me in one place doing one thing, and then, you know, when I go to jump, you know, he can, you know, swish pan across to a, you know, a different version of the same character, and it'll be a seamless shot.
The end result is a globe-trotting chase with a genre-busting finish.
There's running, there's jumping, there's kicking, there's swinging, fighting, falling, landing on old knees.
Take a deep breath. For a high-throttle thrill ride that leaps from the screen, catch Jumper in theaters on February 14th.
Looks awesome. Director Doug Lyman has been busy finding the voice of a talking car. He is executive producing the new Knight Rider movie right now.
Yes, well, actually more about Kit and his friends on Friday's show. But from talking cars to talking televisions, let's hear from you in the army of monitor heads. Do you know what it is?
Video viewer mail.
She's right.
Here's Ryan from Massachusetts.
Hey Kevin and Olivia, what makes a YouTube video an internet sensation?
That's a great question, because sometimes you think it's just about getting hurt, but it's not, because what's a sensation?
No, you have to be naked and getting hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Preferably female naked and getting hurt. Then
what do you
you're favorite on my account.
Because you love searching the internet for great videos. So
Yeah, you know, I mean, look, there's some companies that claim that they can always make something a #1 hit. Half the time they're gaming the system by having multiple accounts that vote things up and spamming the video out there. I mean, you can't design a viral. I mean, you can to an extent. You can do certain things that make it, like, you know, the time. I mean, if it's a short clip, it stands a much better chance. If it has a funny title and interesting tags, if it's easily searchable, that kind of stuff helps. But content-wise, it's totally hit or miss.
Yeah, it's just a chance.
Yeah.
So congratulations to the people who actually do have sensations.
Yes, well done.
Well done. Now, by request, let's take a moment and imagine what it would be like to be... Time to leave pretty gadgets and turn to the ugliness of the internet with the epic fail.
Yeah, we've already had one epic fail in the studio today.
No!
Let's have another.
Robert, camera one.
Wow. Today, the internet has belched up this video from Blue Collar or Die. It's of a children's show host that's really just a dirty sock puppet.
Okay, today's letter is K! What's a good word that starts with K? How about kiss? Yeah, kiss starts with K!
The cue card says kite. Kite's a really good word that starts with K.
Okay, cut. Look, baby, we can do this one of two ways. Either you can get on board, or I'll find another chippy for the role.
Pervert.
You're finishing this town! Hey, kids, welcome to the show! Yay! Today we're going to learn a word that starts with the letter C. Do you know any C words? How about
Sorry, Blue Collar.
Try some redneck jokes next time.
Oh.
Just get her done. All right, coming up on the next attack of the show, it's Valentine's Day, huh? You give me something?
No.
Yeah, me neither. And some lucky viewers are actually going to get a chance to speed date with Olivia. So take a shower, scrub, get a loofah if you need to, put on a tie.
Do that.
No,
I
they
can't
should.
tell you through the internet.
They should. You never know. Plus, in Gadget Prawn, we're tying it all together with the Acoustic Research Wi-Fi Universal Remote Control.
And our film expert Chris Gore talks to legendary director George Romero about his new zombie flick, Diary of the Dead.
Now, early in the show, we played for you the This Is Vegas game trailer, and we had you vote, and apparently 91% of you think that they stole our music, and more importantly, my likeness.
Okay, let's just to prove it.
Prep
let
the
us
legal
take
machine.
another look at those rip-off artists. Let's see them together, huh? Let's see, can we do that? I say thank you. I think it's a compliment.
You think so?
Yeah.
I
put
don't.
me
I
in
don't,
your
because I
video
bet the
game.
designer was like, oh, let's make the hero. Oh, yeah, look at that.
Oh, yeah, just different shirt, but you look like
It's
him.
me. And then he's like, oh, let's make the hero as generic and milquetoast as possible.
It wouldn't.
You know, like...
The thing is, it looks like a lot of guys.
Put a
but
little
if they didn't
pomade
have
in his hair and boring. They have
show
our
songs.
music.
Yeah.
And guess what? We used to talk about video games. So, you know what I'm saying? There's something there.
Attack
Well, no,
on
that's not a bad
G4.
thing.
Go to G4TV.com/AOTS.
Don't Don't make that into something it wasn't.
You
I'm
attacked
just
the
saying.
network. You attacked
I
the
did
network.
not.
You attacked